and welcome back to Mermaising. So, in the comments of the last video that I posted, I saw shout out to Dana J for asking to make a request for me to make this video. So, this video is going to be about sirens and what they are and what their difference is from regular mermaids, because they can definitely get confused. So, I hope you guys like this video. So, let's get started. So again, the difference between mermaids and sirens can be confusing because mermaids are really like the overall species, and sirens are kind of just a branch off of that. But there are differences. Mermaids, they look a little bit more like human in a way, if that makes sense. Like their tails would be smoother and their fins would be softer at the ends. But a siren would look a little bit more fish-like. Like they could have side scales, or they could have sharper ends of the flukes. Like not all sirens have these characteristics, but they are pretty common in a lot of sirens. But the main way to tell the difference between a mermaid and a siren is they do both have a good singing voice. But a mermaid normally uses their voice to sing, for fun or for pleasure, or to attract a man. I don't want to use The Little Mermaid as an example really, because it wasn't accurate in a lot of ways, but in The Little Mermaid, Ariel would be just a regular mermaid. She sang for fun, and she sang to express her emotions, and she sang to kind of talk about Eric or her love. But sirens would normally they don't really like humans as much. A lot of sirens can be more of the kind of predator subspecies, and the reason that they would be singing is to cast an enchantment to lure in a man and get him to do what they want, or in some extreme cases to lure in sailors and crash their ships. So that's kind of the difference in motivation between sirens and mermaids. For example, Ursula. She was a sea witch, so she wasn't really a mermaid, but the way that she used Ariel's voice to enchant Eric, so he really didn't have any control over his own actions. That's the power of a siren song, as it would be called. So mermaids and sirens, a mermaid could be born a siren. We don't actually know why it happens, but every once in a while a mermaid will be born who has the attributes of a siren and can use the siren song. So they would normally stay with the mermaid tribes or their mermaid pod that they were born in for a while. But then once they got old enough, then they would normally move over to the siren tribes. And they have a lot of the same characteristics, but just their values are a lot different, like the mermaid and siren values. So where the line gets a little bit blurry is when we're talking about semi-mermaids, me and my sisters that are in this my show Riverside. That can be a little bit more confusing because semi-mermaids don't always have the same characteristics as a regular mermaid would. We wouldn't necessarily have the siren song as strong because we were human but became mermaid. So that's where some of the characteristics would blend. You could have the siren song but be a regular mermaid, or you could have the side scales and the spiky fluke but not be a siren. So there you guys have it. That is the difference between sirens and mermaids. If you have any different opinions or thoughts on sirens or mermaids, then you guys can comment that down below, and if I get enough feedback, then I might make another video on this. But again, thank you to Dana J for giving me the idea for this video. Keep on being mermaising.